I don't know if I'm gonna post this or not, but I just we'll see where it goes. I have no plan other than the fact that I would like to talk about um essentially like energetic vampires and people, whether they are conscious to it or not, that are siphoning your energy. And yeah, so obviously this is something that's like relevant in my life right now, or like I've come to the point where I have been able to recognize the signs and the symptoms of it enough that I just feel like I am an excellent person to discuss this topic. um because it affects everybody, like whether you're conscious of it, whether the person that's doing it or the people that are doing it are aware or not, it doesn't negate from the fact that it's actually something that's occurring, right? So yeah, I guess I'll just start with like a little example or like a backstory or like a personal experience. So obviously, as I'm sure with you as well, like there's just so many that you could choose from, but one specifically was a previous neighbor that I had. We moved into our very first house. My husband and I moved into our first house, and um it was on a 1 acre, I don't want to call it a farm, but like it was a 1 acre property with this cute little house, blah blah blah. Well, it had a little orchard in the back, and the next door neighbor, she came out to introduce herself, greet herself to us like the day or the day after we moved in, and just said like, "Oh, these apples, the old neighbors used to let me just come over and pick them and blah 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 whatever." And my husband, like, I didn't really care at the time, but like my husband was just like, "Oh, well, yeah, like there are apples, so if, you want, just come ask us or whatever." Whatever. Um Little did we know that was probably like the worst thing he could have ever said to this lady. Because fast forward 4 years later, like she called the county on us several times. She did everything in her power to try to, like, I don't want to say get us in trouble, but just like cause issues in our life, like purposely, because she was so unhappy with essentially herself, obviously. But what I wanted to, like, okay, like there's so much more to that. I can't just leave it like that. But like she was unknowingly such a powerful person, straight up. Like she was, because her power was so strong that literally for like, since that moment, since like the day or two after we lived there, like I felt such like heaviness and anxiety and like, I don't want to use the word fear, but it was just like your hunches are up, you know what I mean? Like it was just like, what the fuck? And like she, anyways, I'm not trying to make this whole thing about her, but what I'm trying to say is that she was such a powerful person energetically, whether it's positive or negative, obviously the negative, but like her power was so profound that it was just like this to me, you know what I mean? And it's like, again, I don't even think she was aware of it, but she was just such a highly negative, unhappy person that she was just like going around like trying to like break down anybody that was in her path that she felt that she didn't like or didn't approve of or whatever. So since it's been like a couple years since I've been like in that situation and I've been able to like reflect on that, and like since then I've lived in properties where there's zero neighbors, I've lived in apartments, I've lived in like where there's obviously more neighbors, all these things. But again, like I said, coming back to the fact that like this woman was so powerful and her energy was so, that it was just like, oh my god, right? It was really hard, it was difficult to be around, straight up. But what I've learned, and this is what I'd like to help or instill or shed light onto, is I wish I would have known, but obviously it wasn't meant to till now, but like I wish I would have known my power in that time too. So for the equal opposite energy that she was bringing forth, I could have very easily, had I been like secure in myself, knowing myself, practicing all the things that I'm practicing, continued with my inner child healing, la la la, all these things. But if I would have been able to use my power as the positive spectrum to offset the negative perspective, like the negative energy that she was exuding, it would have been no match. So I guess that's like something that I've come to the terms of knowing is I, and like most other people, your power, if it's based or rooted in self-love, self-mastery, unconditional love, understanding, empathy, and just like overall lightness, you know? Like if you are somebody that is rooted in that as much as you possibly can, please understand how powerful you are. Please understand, again, reminder to myself, but please understand how incredibly untouchable you truly are when you stand in that power and you don't allow these lower vibrations, this negativity, these unhappy people take away your friggin' light. Take away your strength, you know? Like, this is something that I've come to know. And it's funny because, like, I'm in a situation, I don't want to say once again because it's not like that, but it's just like I've noticed that I am in a position that with my current living situation right now, there are energies around me that are once again unconsciously extremely negative. And like it was starting to not get to me, but like I could really feel it the last couple days until like last night when I finally was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I've been here before. I recognize this. And what did I learn from my previous experience that I can now like use to keep moving on to my motherfucking highest timeline, right? Like, what can I be doing about that? And it was the realization that like I am the equal, if but not equal, I am the strong power of positivity. I know who I am. So anybody who's like, what's the word? So anybody that's operating, thank you, on that negative energetic level can never be more powerful than me when I'm operating on my highest energy, in my highest power. It's just facts. And that actually, that's the reason why they're getting so bent out of shape. That's the reason why they're getting so upset. That's the reason why they're exuding such powerful negativity, is because they're trying to combat that positive, uplifting, happy, self-assured, like just beautiful energy that may be so foreign to them. Like they'd never experienced that in their whole life. So the fact that it's even like around them is just, they just feel like they have to put their hunches up, you know what I mean? Because this is foreign territory to them. This is something that they've never experienced. They don't understand it. They want it, but they don't know how to accept it. So, yeah. I'm currently in a situation where, actually, I'm not even. I have decided to remove myself from the situation of being energetically bombarded with negativity for somebody who is just so unhappy and so negative and stuck in their conditioning, never had positive role models, is either just completely unaware, but even if she was aware, like she just is not willing to parent herself, is not willing to do the work that I and others have done in order to uplift ourselves from that position of the trauma and the darkness and this and all these things that we can absolutely fall victim to and allow ourselves to just stay stuck in the repetition and the conditioning, the reconditioning and passing it on to our children and all these things. You can stay stuck in that, but if you're aware of it, you have the opportunity, you have the privilege, you have the honor, you are being given the gift. Wow, what was that? You are being given the gift to heal yourself. And your body, your energy, your soul, your spirit, everything is a self-healing mechanism. If you step out of the way, it just heals itself. You literally don't have to do anything. And this is something that, like, before I lived beside that lady, like I mentioned, I knew this. I practiced this, you know? And then just life events and all these things shook me to a place where I just felt so lost and so outside of myself that I didn't even know how to bring myself back. You know, I didn't know how to like pick myself up properly again until recently. Where again, certain events, certain like the power of negativity can truly be such a healing experience if you let it. If you allow the negativity to be a teacher and to witness it for what it is and to decide for yourself, I'm not going to be that. I'm going to choose better for myself. I'm going to choose better for my family if you're a parent. I'm going to choose better for the world, right? So truly, it's all up to us. And that's where I am not going to allow, this is what it felt like. It felt like being around such powerful, negative people was like creating holes in my boat. And I'm just like, water is rushing in and it's filling up and it, like, I'm sinking. You know what I mean? When in reality, it's like, no. I am like a cruise ship, you know, in a lake right now. I'm a fucking cruise ship in a lake, a luxurious queen cruise ship in this tiny little pond right now. And these little negativity suckers are just like trying to like poke holes in my boat. And I'm like, too bad. You know what I mean? Like the universe is acting as like a crane that's gonna like pick up my cruise ship and put me in the ocean. That's how it feels. And it's funny because like, whatever, I'll just say it. Like the house that I've manifested, the house that I know is mine, that is already mine, that I've literally already walked through and felt as if I am the owner in this exact current moment. I already live there for free in my mind. Like I live in my dream house for free right now because I'm able to practice the visualization and the feeling of being in these places already. Right? And that's a superpower. It really is. Like, truly, honoring that aspect of ourselves is what's going to bring you more good in your life. So, I guess just don't let the haters bring you down. It's essentially what I'm trying to say here. But, yeah. Anyways, I think I'll just cut it at that. So, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and remember where your ship is going. Like, remember where your cruise ship is going, I guess, is the ultimate thing. Like, keep visual. If you are relating to this and you feel like you're somebody who is in an environment that is so toxic and negative and people are just like trying to poke holes in you and bring you down and like bring you down to their level, remember that you are an equal, if not stronger, vibration on the opposite spectrum. Therefore, nothing they can do can actually get to you because you are on the opposite end of things, right? And your power is matched and then some. You know what I mean? Like your power is stronger than that negativity. So, whatever. Rant over.